man, can't wait. I heard the show's really good. I do love zombies. Oh my god.
Take off your shirt.
No.
Take off your shirt, or I'll bring Glenn's hand in here.
Like, why?
Liar. Thank you.
Anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out and feed it to his father. Back to it.
Why don't they just help each other? They should just help each other. That would be great.
Seriously stressed out here.
Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy, Nosferatu, your friendly neighborhood Mexican film critic. Just my game video didn't do too well, but regardless, as I'm learning, I'm gonna find stuff that works and find stuff that doesn't. But today, what I wanted to do, which I was originally gonna do last week, but I found out about this game and I just had to play it. But what I wanted to do is TV shows that gave me PTSD. If you couldn't tell from the skit at the beginning of the video,
affected me very deeply.
yeah, all these shows have made me go gray, just be upset, jump on the couch, freak out. So I did want to cover a couple. Some may be very obvious, especially depending on the skit, but one may actually surprise you. So without further ado, these are TV shows that gave me PTSD.
Spoilers.
Number one.
And so, as for starters, my very first one I'm going to talk about is The Walking Dead. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that this show upset. But it starts out really strong, it gets really fucking good, and I think I know the turning point. And that was when Negan came in, and god damn does he piss you off. Oh, also, spoilers ahead. I'm going to spoil all these shows because I got to bring up terrible points that pissed me off and very much upset me and disturbed my psyche. But yeah, so Negan entering is the moment Abraham and Glenn died, it was game over, man. So many people quit. Me and Devin, my wife, actually stopped watching forever because of that moment. I ended up coming back and eventually finishing all 11 seasons. It started from 2010 to 2022. Countless spin-offs, which I only think only a few are actually pretty decent. But yeah, here's just some of the moments while watching The Walking Dead that makes you stressed the fuck out. Season 1. Not only does Rick get out, finds out his wife's been banging his best friends after being just gone for like a week or two. She didn't even wait to verify his death. She just immediately started banging his best friend. Gets pregnant by the little guy. And Rick still takes care of it. And then there's the whole thing with Carol and her daughter missing. And then Daryl's wanting to find it. And then when they finally unleash the barn, where Herschel and all his family are like, these are just people. Like, they're not people. They're freaking zombies. Get out of your old fucking farmer ways. And then they find fucking Sophia there. Gotta fucking kill her ass. And that actually leads into season 3 when they find the prison, which you think, okay, cool, they got walls, fortresses, and that's just a whole other set of problems, man. The governor being there, and then turns out he's like obsessed with corpses, and he has his daughter who he like feeds. There's like a weird C-section with Lori, Rick's wife. It's just insane. And even in the comic is way different. He doesn't have a wife and kid in the comics because during the governor battle, the governor shoots through Lori and her pregnant stomach. So the show does deviate from the comic. But that arc alone is insane. You got stupid Andrea hooking up with him and, oh, he's just no, it's not. It's terrible. They're a bunch of vibes. Absolutely terrible. And there's also, like, they gotta murder a little girl who's so obsessed and confused with the walkers that she kills her own sister to feed the walkers. How are you not, like, freaking out and just upset the whole time? And then, on top of that, the fucking governor, I believe, Herschel gets decapitated in front of everybody. They put his head on a pike. And upsetting. Very upsetting.
I'm in my happy place. I'm in my happy place.
And that's when Negan steps up, and everyone's like, I'm Negan, we are Negan, we are Negan. You're like, who the fuck is this Negan guy? Turns out, he's a pain in the ass. To the point where I actually don't even like the actor playing him because he plays such a good asshole. Literally comes into where everyone's all set up, steals a bunch of their shit, makes them say thank you. Literally, one of his lines is, I literally came in, shoved my dick down your throat, and you thanked me for it. And you're like, I can't wait for him to get a hold of this motherfucker. It's pissed me off so bad. That show gave me PTSD because I was stressing about it even after finishing episodes. And so that's where most people quit. Glenn dies, Abraham dies, Lucille gets brought out, and he drops his dick on everybody. But if you keep watching, and then eventually they take over that, and Negan finds out he's not such hot shit, then you find out about the Whisperers, and what they do is they kill the fucking walkers, wear their skin around, and they blend in with herds, and they move the herds around. And this is, honestly, it's kind of like the last season where anyone huge dies, but every time you think our protagonists are winning, something happens. And here, there's like 2 or 3 solid fucking people you love. You want to see them grow and live. But no, the Whisperers want to cut their fucking heads off, put them on pikes as a sign to fuck you, don't fuck with us. Pisses me off. And then they end up getting rid of Rick. You think he's blown up and dead for like the whole season until the very end of the show. And that's actually where I will say one of the spin-offs is actually super great. And that one is called The Ones Who Live, and it's about Michonne and Rick and wherever he went to this like capital place and then meeting back up. Deals with a lot of the separation, and it actually was super beautiful seeing them get back together and convincing Rick to come back to his family and kids. And there's actually a scene when he was super sad because he forgot Carl's face. But there was a dude who like drew on old cell phones, and Michonne had commissioned a drawing of Carl, so he was like, I can't even remember his face, and then he brings up the phone, it's like, here you go. And it's super beautiful, very pretty. And so that was a show. It's a fun show. It's a good show. I don't know about fun, because it's stressful as fuck. But I don't know if it's as stressful, if not more, as
Number 2.
Game of Thrones, which went from 2011 to 2019. And Game of Thrones is another one that had me so upset I was jumping on my couch, I was yelling at the TV. There's literally, during the Red Wedding scene, and it's just one of the Red Wedding, have you seen the Red Wedding? That scene was so fucked up and intense. My wife let me smoke a cigarette indoors. I was like, I need to see what happens next, but I want to smoke. And she's like, I don't even care. Just light your cigarette and sit down on the couch because we're watching this next episode.
She's a keeper.
Game of Thrones is one of those that's so goddamn shocking. It just sticks with you, man. Even from episode 1 with, like, you find out Cersei and, you know, the other Lannisters, they have, like, incest babies and they're banging, and then this kid, Bran Stark sees it and they push him out of a fucking window, cripples him the rest of the fucking series, man. Just so they can hide their incestuous love, even though Joffrey is another one. He is such a dick and a great actor at acting like a fucking entitled little prick king that I hate him as a person. I hate the actor as a person. Once he becomes in charge and he just starts throwing his weight around, you're like, oh, we're gonna save Ned Stark. But it's Sean Bean. You should have known he was gonna die. Ned Stark, boom, off with his head. Just kill everybody. Freaking death here, death there. He's like massacring infants.
Who's next?
Absolutely insanity, man. Granted, the show doesn't end well. I think they kind of rushed it. The last season had like an epic battle, even though it was very dark. It was the Realm versus the White Walkers. And you would think the White Walkers are going to kill everybody, so this should have been where it logically concludes. But no, even after, like, alright, well, we guys made it. Cersei and all the Lannisters, like, we're still going to fight you. Like, why? This is stupid. Absolutely unnecessary. And that's a show I've only seen each season one time. I waited every year for it to come out. We'd rent the whole season, binge it. When I was working at a box container warehouse, season 5 had just came out. We were going to rent it the day after. As soon as I got off work, I was like, man, we're going to Hastings after work, going to rent season 5. And this dude I work with was like, man, season 5 is awesome. Jon Snow dies at the end of it.
Excuse me?
Are you fucking kidding me? I waited an entire year to see this shit play out, and you just spoiled the final fucking episode for me? You're a piece of shit, man. I almost hit him, dude. I had to walk. I had to get up out of the break room and leave because I was gonna hit him in the fucking face.
Completely understandable.
You don't fucking spoil shit. I accidentally have spoiled a couple things for people just talking, and I feel terrible because I don't want stuff spoiled for me. It ruins the experience. When we got to the end of season 5 and Devin's like, oh my god, jeez. And I'm like, I already knew this was going to happen because Dickhead Wad wants to fuck that up for me. But then you just meet other people in that show. Everyone there is terrible, except for Ari. Ari's my fucking girl, man. But like Ramsay, he like feeds a stepmom and the infant to dogs. And Theon Greyjoy and chops his dick off, turns him into Reek. You got like the little kid committing suicide. Pedro Pascal's in there as like a badass, and he has to fight the fucking Mountain, who's a big, tall motherfucker. Maybe it's the Mountain. I forgot his name. I think it's the Mountain, who's the brother of the Hound. But dude, during that fight, and he's like playing around with him after he wins, and then the Mountain gets up, crushes his fucking head. Bow! Absolute insanity. So Game of Thrones is another one that gave me PTSD the more and more I think about it. And for my next, I only have 2 more. My next one I want to talk about, which I actually just rewatched a year or 2 ago, and I couldn't stop. I binged it in like a month. I had to. Like, every time I was awake and had free time, I was watching it. And that is
Number 3.
Sons of Anarchy from 2008 to 2014. And every season of that is just so heavy. That show is heavy as fuck. I'm sure there's like some actual motorcycle gangs that do this. I don't think, it can't be. I know gang stuff is like, you know, all heavy and shit, but like most of these people are just actual motorcycle clubs that like give back to the community and everything. They can't all just be gun runners and, you know, just gang wars all the time. That can't be it, man. They just can't.
No, it's almost statistically impossible.
But yeah, Sons of Anarchy was such a trip as well. Because there's this agent that comes in, Agent Stahl, who's like, thinks she's a badass. She tries to set up one of the members, and so when they try to take out the member with a drive-by shooting, it turns out to be Opie's fucking wife instead of Opie, because he let him borrow the truck. So it already starts like, god damn it, this fucking sucks. Season 2 starts with the fucking funeral getting shot up by a rival gang. Then there's a bunch of skinhead gang in there, and then season 2 has like Gemma, one of like the main moms of the Sons of Anarchy, who gets assaulted by like 2 or 3 of these people, and they're like, oh yeah, once they tell the crew, they're gonna freak out. Now, you know what does she do? She keeps her mouth shut because she's a strong woman. And you're like, just tell them, because they would start a war. But that's the whole point. They wanted a freaking war. It's just, oh my god. The second time I watched it, I made it through the entire series without crying one time. But the last freaking episode got me like 3 freaking times in a row, man. It just came coming out, dude. That show was so intense. Season 3 has got like Jax's son Abel getting kidnapped by the IRA, which is like an Irish mob, and then Half Sack dies. They gotta go over there. Found out Agent Stahl, who framed Opie for the deaths. Opie finds out that Clay and them knew about it and tried to assassinate him. They killed his wife. And then when they all end up in prison and Opie has to sacrifice himself, Opie was one of the most OG, nicest fucking people. He did hard shit, yeah, but he was such a good dude in his soul, man.
R.I.P. and cheerio!
Tig, I'm actually surprised Tig managed to survive through the entire season. He lived so on the edge, I thought he was gonna die. And there's even a moment in one of the seasons when his daughter gets burned to death by like a black gang, so they're doing this whole racial shit, and it's just, like, how do you write like that, man? There's got like a kid who like steals one of the weapons that they're gun running, ends up taking out his own schoolmates. It's like, it's just so heavy. And then one of the last seasons, because Jax, his love of his life is Tara, one of his old high school flings, who's like a nurse, and like, I can't be with you, you're a gang member and a criminal, but like, I love you, what's up? And so they're smashing, and Gemma, Jax's mom, thinks that Tara has something to do with them being set up. So what she does is she murders her at like the end of a season with a freaking skewer, man. 2 little forked prong things, stabs her in the back of the fucking head in the sink. That's how you want to end your season? Are you fucking kidding me? It's just so insane, man. Everyone gets like tortured, and
To admit, I definitely need therapy.
then they have to, oh, it was the Asian gang that did it. So then they kill one of their men, like, yo, man, no, it was just a hit, but stabs him in the back of the head with a fork. It's just insane, man. It freaking ruined my goddamn day. Beautiful show, incredible, absolutely breathtaking. It will consume you because you want to see them succeed. And there are successions in there, but there's so much downfall and backslides, and nothing can ever go right. Same thing with the Walking Dead people. The moment they find a huge truck, nope, Jesus wants to come in, and now they sink the truck with all the supplies in it. Bullshit. And for my final one,
Number 4.
kind of a surprise since it's actually a comedy show, but Silicon Valley from 2008 to 2014, made by Mike Judge, about a bunch of nerds living in California. Silicon Valley is where they do all the tech things, so all these startups and apps and every fancy technological advance happens there. He starts an app that's like such fast compression. You can download even a 3D file in 0.2 seconds, and it's incredible. But with this show, as hilarious as it is, every step they take, there's 5 steps back. He call it Pied Piper. That's the whole thing. They think it's a shitty name. Lots of jokes, and like their first logo is like a Pied Piper with a thing. They're like, man, it looks like he's like eating a dick, and then in his ear he has like a dick for later, like a snack time dick. It's just absolutely hilarious, man. The show's a very strong show, but like I said, every time they take a step forward, they take 5 steps back. It's got TJ Miller as Eric Bachman, who like kind of runs the Little Nerds. Freaking Thomas Middleditch, Martin Starr's in it, Zach Woods, that Kamaliali Nanjiani guy, this guy. So yeah, they're just super nerds. They're coders. They make a whole bunch of shit. They almost go bankrupt a whole bunch. Get offered $1 million, turn it down for a smaller thing so they can build their company and not sell it off. And then that company ends up getting screwed up and then bought by someone else. And the launch is a disaster. There is one season where they are getting sued. Gavin Belson, who runs pretty much Google, it's called Hulu, the Hulu company, pretty much Google, who owns everything, and they want his compression algorithm. So they're suing him for it. They have every right where he created it on Hulu laptop. So by definition, since you did it on our stuff, you owe us the money. So he's like, I would rather sink this than give it to my enemies. And as they're in the courtroom and, well, legally they did this right, and then Thomas Middleditch, his name's Richard, he sends a text to his crew to be like, look, man, put in the kill code, delete all of it, because I would rather murder my own creation than give it to my enemies. But then the judge does this thing well, actually, you guys have this written so shadily that I'm going to give it to him. So you guys actually lose. And you're like, holy crap, our guy's winning. But then his phone dies. He can't get a hold of them. They're about to get rid of it. He's trying to borrow phones, doesn't remember the numbers. They're going to delete his life's work.
Hello, Richard Hendricks. I'm a total fucking retard.
It's so insane, man. It's on HBO. If you have not seen Silicon Valley, highly recommend. It's hilarious. I don't understand half the shit because it's all coding and stuff, but everything else around it, like they get with a porn company to like run their servers to get it distributed. And then one of their guys he comes in, puts like a bottle or something on their laptop, which starts deleting millions and millions of files. And whew. It's just so insane, man. Like I said, every time they move forward, they move back a whole lot. And they do eventually come out on top. What's kind of funny is once they get everything set up and they start like a free internet, they realize the internet is like malicious, kind of. And how they ruin it is they put in some code or something where, since everything's running off the signal, all these rats start coming out of the sewers and just running towards the signal. So they literally were Pied Piper summoning rats for this shit. And it ends funny. The final episode is like a documentary that's like, oh, well, here we're talking with, all these people about what they did. And it's a great show. All these shows are really great. I'm like, me being upset, having PTSD, gray hair, all that shit, has nothing to do with the quality of the shows. They're still awesome. By the time you watch them and get them finished, you're like, okay, some don't end as great as others, but they're still super solid. So even if you are very upset by something, does not mean you can't still enjoy it, even if that enjoyment comes at the very end as you've already pulled out patches of hair. So don't let something upsetting stop you from enjoying something in the future that is decent. So and so. Blah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So that is what I wanted to talk about today. I know my game video hasn't even broke 10 views, which is fine. I'm a movie channel. I will always be a movie channel. And I'm going to keep trying new stuff to see what works. Throw everything out the wall. A couple stuff sticks. That's what you keep doing. And I ain't trying to conform to nobody either.
Whatever. I do what I want.
I want to do shit I love to talk about. So whether you guys want to enjoy it or not, it's up to you. I'm still enjoying the ride. Appreciate everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Throw a random comment in the fucking comment section for the algorithm. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your baby, tell your fetus and your uncle, sister's former roommate's cousin to subscribe to Nosferatu.
Real talk.
And on that, peace out. I love you guys, and you guys have a blessed day.